Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. In today's video, and for those of you that are going to catch it on the replay, there's going to be a live video on this channel besides Roll Call Tuesday this week, possibly tomorrow. If Big Moose gets back with me pretty soon, I'll know if it's going to be tomorrow night or Wednesday or Thursday night, where we're going to talk about finances because there's a lot of you guys who are asking about finances. There's some of you guys who I think it was the Warrior that asked on my other channel, and I'm gonna do a video over there as well. But over here, I wanted to do this live today where I would answer some of the questions that were left behind. I normally do it on Fridays, and any questions that you guys have in the chat, I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Of course, I don't know everything. What's up, Barry? How you doing today? Okay, so the Warrior had a question, and I think this may be something that's plagued a lot of people, where he wants to know, if you have a high income, how can you stop being check to check, right? Like most people out there, I mean, I went through this myself in my early years, mostly in my 20s and early 30s. What's up, T Mix? Of spending every dime, not having any money left. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll see if anybody wants to come on chat. I'll put the link out there. But spending all my money, not having any left, and I think part of the problem is, and I don't know how it is with everybody's family, but the way I grew up, and I remember in high school, nobody really talked about saving money. They always talked about, they taught us how to write checks. They taught us what a checking account was, what a savings account was, but nobody really talks to you about credit. Nobody really talks to you about investments. None of that stuff. Where I grew up, my family didn't have no money to be making investments in anything. They were always taught save your money, just put it in the bank and try to save money, get a good job and try to save money. That's about as far as it went, right? Most of the people that I knew growing up as a kid had poor credit. They would buy these junk cars from these secondary lenders and um, just situations like that, right? They wouldn't get a car unless it was income tax time. And every year they would buy another junk car for the next year from income taxes. So that's basically was my background growing up, learning about finances, learning about credit, which nobody really taught you anything because most of the people that I knew back then all had bad credit, just keeping it 100. Um, when it came to purchasing a home back then, everybody bought mobile homes. They either you had a program back then where you could buy a stick and mortar home, which is what I grew up in, very small, 3 bedroom, 1 bath. But it wasn't like we were living high, like we were living really well. But we made do with what we had. So um, that was the extent of me growing up. All right. So I just want to get that little background out of the way because I'm definitely no expert. But basically, what happened was when I got into the military, there was an issue on my credit report because a family member used my ID card, or excuse me, my social security number to open up a power bill because they couldn't get it on their own. So they were trying to ruin my credit, I guess. Me being, I think they did it when I was 15 years old, and I had to get that taken care of in the military because I was unaware of it. And there's the link right there. If somebody wants to come in, but I was unaware of it. And it just so happened, when they set you up for the star card, they run your credit and all that stuff, and they saw that, and then they ended up having to get that fixed. And then got out, was going to college, uh, learned a lot, talked to some people when I had my first job in HVAC, talked to a guy who got me into investing, talked to me about retirement, which, when you're in your early, late 20s, your mind ain't on retirement, bro. Your mind is on partying, getting whatever the latest thing is and whatever else is going on. But retirement wasn't a thing. So I was his apprentice, and every day he used to read the market, and he taught me how to read the stock market in a newspaper. And then from there, I kind of like picked it on, would dabble a little bit here and there. I really didn't get serious about it until my cousin and I went in on a joint venture together, and I got more serious. This was probably when I was like 28 or 29 about investments. And once I got more serious about investments, I started really looking at retiring early because at the same time, I was having issues from when I was in the military, and the VA doctors were telling me, "Hey, you're not going to be able to work much longer. You're already having problems with your feet, your legs, your back. You may have 10 more years." They were telling me this at 30 years old. Well, it only lasted about 6.5 more years. And in that short time frame, I started my company when I was 30 years old. I was only in business for about 6.5 years when I had to retire. But I made a lot of great contacts, a lot of friends who would help me along the way. And they showed me, man, where credit is very valuable. Sometimes credit is actually better than cash, believe it or not. I know some people are going to say cash is king, which it is, but there are certain situations, man, when you don't have to spend the money you save and you just get a credit line and you're able to get any and everything that you want based on that credit line. But I'm saying all that to say, man, that I had to learn the hard way because I used to live paycheck to paycheck and spend every dime I had, every dime. And it wasn't until I just got tired of being broke every month that I'm like, where the hell's all my money going? I look at my bank statement, I see I'm making 7,500, 8 grand a month. This was way back, and this was probably early 2000s, you know, and I'm like, where the hell's all my money going? Well, it wasn't until I got with an investor, sat down, he had me write out all my bills. And I'm saying this to you guys who are living paycheck to paycheck, real talk. Sit down, man, by yourself or with your spouse or whoever your significant other is. Take out a notepad, whatever you can write on. Draw 3 lines. Look at what you got going out that you spend every month on your bank statement. Look at what you need and look at what you can get rid of. And when I actually sat down and I looked at all of it, dude, I just had crap that I wasn't even using. You know, I had a bunch of subscription plans to like, you know, it wasn't a whole lot of these back then, but I'm just going to use for example, cable services. I was paying for cable I wasn't watching, a landline I wasn't using, just to have the internet because they would say you to bundle, like you were saving all this money. You're really not, because what good does it do you to have a landline and cable if you're not even using it? I had subscription plans to. I'm trying to think. I can't think of what it was back then, but it was like different magazines that came out or different because I was heavy into golf back then, so it might have been something like Golf Digest or whatever. I wasn't even reading the magazines. Trying to see what else. It was just a bunch of subscription plans to the point that it came out to be almost $500 a month from the different things I had joined. And then sometimes, and this is for you guys to pay attention to, sometimes you'll have something that you're thinking you're paying one time for, and they actually charge you every month for it. But when you're making a certain amount of money, you really don't pay attention. You're missing $10 here, $15 there. You figure you blew it on something you just don't remember. But no, actually, it was subscription services you thought you were paying for one time. People just kept charging your card every month. So that's why it's good to check your bank statements to see where your money's going. Check all your accounts. I've had credit cards, again, where I make a purchase and I'm thinking I'm only making one purchase, but it turns out it's a monthly fee. I go back and I get a credit card bill, and I'm like, I didn't charge nothing on my credit card, but it'll be like a $10 charge or a $20 charge. You're like, where the hell this come from? And then you got to go back and cancel all those subscription services. But I'm gonna get way more in depth with Big Moose when it comes to credit. But in this video, man, I understand people who are going paycheck to paycheck. But I'm telling you, the number one thing you got to do is be honest with yourself about your spending habits. Because people have this thing where, I want to leave the US and have more. You can have much more as you want. That's not going to curb your spending habits. If you have bad spending habits now, you're going to still have the same bad spending habits when you leave. The only difference is you'll have a little bit more to spend, but it's not going to put any more money in your pocket if you got bad spending habits, right? Because there's a thing, man, and it's real, where when you're not accustomed to having money, you'll spend it all to get back to being comfortable because you're not accustomed to having it. For example, how many of you guys that would get, say you all of a sudden you came into $10,000, right? How many of you guys would actually just sit on it versus how many of you guys would actually just start spending it as soon as you got it? And in most cases, most people are going to take that money and spend it right away. They're not going to even hesitate. Oh, I got $10,000 in the bank. I'm about to go shopping. I'm about to go buy this flat screen. I'm about to go buy these wheels. I'm about to go buy this phone. I'm about to go buy some clothes. And the thing about it is that I had to realize, even though I got it, that doesn't mean I have to spend it, right? That doesn't mean I need to take it and just blow it as soon as I get it. But most people, we're not taught. I think that's part of growing up and how we grow up. I know everybody's household is different, but for most people, you're not taught the value of holding on to something for an emergency or for whatever situation it is. A lot of times, man, when you make it, you spend it. And I had to curb a lot of the stuff that I was doing, dude, because I told you guys, I bought a freaking boat and never took it out one time. That boat sat in my backyard for so long, it had flats. It never touched the water, never. I bought a $25,000 boat that just sat. It never went anywhere. Waste of money. I bought two different motorcycles, street bike and a cruiser. I may have rode that cruiser 2 or 3 times. The street bike, I think when I bought it, and one at a time when somebody came by that had one and we went riding together. That was it. I when I look back on it, man, I think about a lot of the dumb decisions and money that I blew on crap that could have got me further to my goal of where I'm trying to get to right now. But when it comes to finances, man, again, you got to be honest with yourself. You really got to be honest with yourself. A lot of other spending habit, bro, came boiling down to eating out instead of cooking at home, shopping at the grocery store, eating at home, going to these high dollar restaurants and getting meals, right? Just blowing money at every turn, blowing money until the point, man, where I just got honest. I sat down with my finances, bro, and like, okay, what is it that I can take away? What is it that I really need? Because I'm not saying that you can't have a life. I still play golf. I still did other things, but I curbed a lot of my spending habits. And that's basically what it boils down to. I'm not going to get in credit cards or any of that today. I'm going to let Big Moose handle that because I'm going to have him on live either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. But when it comes to saving money, it's a hard thing to do when you've never done it. As most of you all know, if you're not accustomed to saving money, it's hard. It's hard just saving $50 in your savings account because you'll run into something, you'll spend a bunch of money, and then you'll go right into that savings account and pull that $50 out, right? Y'all know I ain't lying. That's the truth. As somebody who used to have really, really bad spending habits, that's what I would do. Bro, I would look. My father used to tell me, you're used to being broke. That's why you spend all your money, which is true. When you sitting on a large sum of money for the first time, it's a weird feeling because you're not accustomed to having it. So what do? You spend it. You spend it till you get back to your normal level, which is basically having nothing. And that's true, man. There ain't nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody's going through it. but it just takes time to learn. Just start saving a little bit. And what I used to do is hide it from myself, right? I would put it in accounts that I can't just get it right away. So, and I still do this to this day. And then I'll get to the comment section. I'll say this real quick and then I'll get to the comment section. What I still do to this day is I set up IRA accounts with Navy Federal and USAA. I have them go throughout the year. 3, 6, 9, 12. I open those 4 accounts. I start out putting X amount of money in each account. At the end of 3 months, is there anything going on that I need to do, that I need to pay for, that I need to take care of? If not, I take that 3 months when it's up and put it with 6 months, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the end of the year. At the end of the year, because it's usually at the end of November going into the holiday season for Christmas, I'll look at it and go, okay, is there anything I need to get besides Christmas shopping? And usually at the end of the year, it's pretty decent amount in there, anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 in there by the end of the year. And you take some of that, take care of whatever your Christmas needs are. You take the rest, put it in for the next year, and start it all over again. That's one way, because when I stick that money into an IRA, I just can't go into that IRA and pull that money out. There's usually a penalty that comes along with it. I'm not trying to pay no penalty and lose no money. So that's one way I curb my habit. The other way is to put it in an account that I cannot see, to hide the account from myself. Savings account. I got a separate savings account. I can't even see it. It's on my account. But you know how you see things out of sight, out of mind? You just put money in it. You don't even think about it. You just look at what you got right in front of you. That's another way I dealt with it. But let's see, $5K per month. Who did I miss? What's up, JX? Living in Mexico. What's going on? Global Paper, $5K a month. That's going up. Inflation. Investments or die. Let's see. That happened to me as well, as my family members opened a cell phone and a power bill. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how a lot of people grew up, but back then, man, it was nothing for people to find your social security number, go to a company, and just ruin your credit. you haven't even had a chance to open up anything, and your credit is already ruined. So luckily, they caught it early, and I wasn't stuck with a bill at the age of 15 for a power bill at some apartment. I'm like, how the hell could I get it? Let's see. If your AC goes out in your home and it costs 10K to replace it, are you going to spend 10K from your savings, or are you going to have good credit fund your AC with having good credit? Buona sorte. For me, in that situation, now I'm just going to say this as a regular consumer. I'm not saying as somebody that wouldn't know what to do, but I'm saying as a regular consumer, I got $20,000 in the bank. I got a bank that'll give me a very low interest rate on a loan for 10K for 1 year. I'm doing a loan. Even though I got the money to pay it off, I still want to make the interest on whatever I got with that money, and I can pay that off within a year or 6 months, 8 months, or whatever way they want to set it up with a low interest rate. I would rather do that with a low interest rate, but that's me. Any chance that I get to where I'm not having to use my cash, as long as the interest rate is low, I'm going to finance it, or I'm going to get the credit or whatever to get it, versus take out cash. What's up? How you doing? Salute. Mr. Morris, how you doing? Hey, I'm great, man. How you doing there? I'm definitely going to sit on it. Okay, Howard. Sit on it. Yeah, but you know what, man? If people are being honest, I'm just saying, people are being honest. Most people are not going to sit on it. If you just all of a sudden come into $10,000, most people are looking at ways of how they can spend it. They're going to look around their house. You know what? We need a new flat screen, or we need a new refrigerator, or I need some new shoes, new clothes, whole new outfit, this, that, and the other, but it's just human nature, I guess. 10K. Okay. What's up, Mr. Mac? What's going on, Greg? How you doing? Kalo K. I guess you're saying Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you guys. Okay, 1,000%. I never watched one show. I never watched one show. I knew who Kevin Samuels was, but I knew who he was way before whatever this was he was doing. Whatever his show was. I knew him from when he used to do reviews of cologne. Right? This was years before he started doing whatever he was doing with this show he had. But I never watched one episode. I used to watch him when he was talking about different types of colognes that he would sell. I'm sorry, not sell, but buy for whatever occasion, whether it was a wedding or casual going to work or you going out for the night, stuff like that. That's what I watched with Kevin Samuels. This other stuff, I got to be 100%. I never watch stuff like that. That's just not stuff that interests me. He's spilling diamond. What's up, team? Let's see. Good evening, gentlemen. Hope you all have a blessed Mother's Day. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just say this real quick. For me today, I went out with some friends. I hung out at their house. They had a little Mother's Day dinner. I decided not to go to the church that they went to today. I didn't feel comfortable walking in a church dressed the way I was dressed today. So I was like, you know what? This is going to be it for me. I'm just going to head home. But I will say it was a great time today. I did end up watching some of the Suns games. I didn't see it all, but I heard the rest. They got killed at the end. So, but yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. What's up, Mr. Smith? How you doing? Let's see. I spray mine. Money stinks. It's easier to hold on if it smells good. Okay. See. Money will depart from a fool. Hey, it's not easy, Mr. Mack. It's not easy. I mean, it took a while for me to learn that just because you have it, that doesn't mean you got to spend it. All kinds of things come up. Situations may happen. I remember 2 years ago, my son got sick. He was in the hospital. Next day, I was gone. I was out. If I could have left that night, there were no flights that was out that night. But that next day, I was out. And if I had my bad spending habits from 20, 25 years ago, there's no way. I've been trying to borrow money just to get there to pay them back at the first of the month. So it's like, I don't see how people, honestly, when you get to a certain age, I just don't see how you live like that. Because there's too many things that could possibly go wrong, especially when you got kids and especially when you living overseas and you got kids still in college, you got grandkids, you still close with your family. Something comes up, you want to be able to hit the ground running, and I'm out on whatever it is. And you can't do that when you're paycheck to paycheck and then everything you have is gone. Here it is, what, the 8th of the month? And I'm going to tell y'all a true story. It's the 8th of the month. I got 2 phone calls. One from a family member in the States and one from somebody outside the U.S. Hey, man, sorry to bother you. Well, first, let me give you the real conversation. They call, hey, how you doing, man? Haven't heard from you in a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm fine, man. How you doing? Hey, hate to bother you this, man, but, I ran into a little issue. I need to know if I can borrow $500. This is the family member. I said, $500? I'm like, dude, I ain't even in the country. I'm outside the U.S. I mean, you don't have nobody else you can call? They're like, nah, man, you like down in my last. I'm like, dude, you need to go to the bank and borrow some money. Like, nah, the minimum the bank is going to lend is $3,000. And you need to borrow $3,000, take care of whatever that is, and put the rest in the savings account. I can't send it to you. Oh, man, I know you got it. I said, well, what you think and what I can do is 2 different things. All right. I'm sorry I can't help you, but that's it. And I ended it like that. I mean, I don't want to be somebody else's, burden or their crutch when they can't take care of their business. They got to learn how to do that. Now, if it was one of the kids, I'd have been upset. I'd have yelled at them or whatever. They know I was going to give it to them. But for this person, they're close to my age and they're still out doing the same old. That's never going to work. You got to do better than that. Let's see. I know what it felt like living paycheck to paycheck before. I'm good now after I learned my lesson. Yeah, living in Mexico, you the same way. See, you outside the US as well. You got your brother there with you. You can't just be out in the casino spending all your money, or you decide you're gonna go on vacation, blow all your money, or you gonna have a bunch of women come over, y'all gonna throw a party and you just party all night. Next day, you don't even have $20. No, you can't live like that, man. That's not sustainable. 3 tourists died in Bahamas. They don't know how they died. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's some craziness going on here. Let's see. You telling the truth, Markel? Okay. Appreciate that, Mr. Harris. I'm guilty. You know what? It's never too late to learn how to save. You just have to be honest about your situation. You just got to be honest about it. That's where it starts. I'm being dead serious, man. When I tell y'all, I sit down, look, I have a notebook. I sit right here every month and I write down what I spend to stay within my budget. Right? There's nothing wrong. I want to be sure I say this right. There's nothing wrong with spending your money. You earned it, you spend it whatever way you want to spend it, right? But I'm just saying be responsible when you do it. You don't want to come close to the end of the month, you ain't got a dime. Halfway through the month, you ain't got a dime. That's like, come on, man. There's too many things as you get older that could go wrong that you would need help with. You stuck, your car breaks down, you got a $300 problem. You don't even have $10 in your bank account. Your credit's ruined. You can't even borrow the money from the bank to fix it. So you got to let the car sit in the junkyard to the first of the month, or the tow yard to the first of the month just to get it out. Then you still got to go get it fixed. It's going to cost you even more money. So that's all I'm saying, man. It's like, do what you want to do. I'm just saying being responsible when you do it. Because it's easy to get online and just say all these crazy things, but you need to have, well, I'm not going to say what you need to have. It's recommended that you have at least 2 to 3 months in savings of all your bills, whatever they are. So for example, if your rent's $1,000, all your other bills and utilities another $1,000, you want at least $6,000 in the bank at all times. At all times. Because if something go wrong, you got 3 months, to work it out to try to get it fixed. Versus you got nothing, that Social Security check gets cut off, or that VA money ain't coming in on time. Then what you do? Because most people sit there and they watch their clock. When it hit midnight, they checking their bank account, keep refreshing until it goes into that account. They back out spending again. That's a hard way to live. That's a hard way to live. Heard about the hotel explosion in Havana, Cuba? No, man, I missed a lot. No, I have not. I missed a lot. Let's see. Financial literacy is missing from most people over the age of 30. Yes. Unfortunately, there's no class that you can go to that I'm aware of. This is like things that you learn along the way. This is what's different as well with cultures, because in America, we don't talk about our finances openly. We don't tell people, oh yeah, I make X amount of money per month. Like here, they openly most, except for people on the very high end, but most here will openly tell you how much they make per month. It's like everybody knows. Like if you had a minimum job, they know you're making anywhere from 300 to about 350 if you're getting commission, maybe 400 for people on commission. But in America, we keep that stuff prior. We don't share or divulge our financials unless we're applying for something, right? But I'm just saying, man, for those of you who have it in your head that, okay, I'm gonna leave the US and I'm gonna come to a country like here in Colombia where my dollar is worth 4,000 pesos for every dollar. That's well and fine. But if your spending habits are poor in the States, I don't care where you go in this world, your spending habits are going to stay the same Until you change those habits, you can get $20,000 a month. You still gonna be broke because you never learned how to save your money. Benjamins, okay. uh let's see. You guys talking to each other. You talking to Howard. Boom. Columbia denied all retirement visas with all combat vets with 60% or more from the VA. We knew it was coming. Yeah. I said, when was this? I think me and Love and Freedom may have talked about it last year in October. I think I made a video about it in November or December. And the comments, some of y'all didn't see some of the comments I got. Oh, you just hating. You don't want nobody to come to Colombia, this, that, and the third. I'm like, dude, I'm not the government. I can't make no rules. I don't make any rules. All I can do is tell you what's coming. For those people who don't read the paper or watch the news, and tell you what's coming. And it's coming. Well, it's here. You're talking to Benjamin. They don't know the word save, but they know how to go spend it. Sad. Well, again, Mr. Collins, most people are not taught how to save. You can't do something that you never learned, you never taught. Nobody really sits down and tells you the benefits of having money in the bank, having large sums of money in the bank. And when you go to get a loan, they look at your account. They want to see your history of your account. You got an account that stays overdrawn. They're gonna look at it like, no, dude, you can't even handle your finances. You want us to give you a $200,000 loan or a $500,000 loan to buy a house, and you can't even keep your own checking account straight? No, you understand what I'm saying, man? But we're not taught. At least I was never taught the value of credit and the value of saving. You know, it was just when you're young, you get money, you spend it. You just buy whatever you want. You got a good enough credit, you go finance whatever it is, and you just buy it. But you never think later on down the line how that's going to affect you. Because I remember buying a car and putting it in my mind, like, okay, I'm spending this and this. If I stop doing this and stop doing this, I can afford the car. It sounded good at the time. And being young and dumb, getting a loan for 6 years on a car worth $12,000. Stupid, dude. But I admit mistakes like that, young and dumb. Didn't know any better. I had nobody to take me to the side. Hey, this is not a good idea. This is not a great plan that you're doing. But in your head, and you listening to the salespeople, you'll make dumb decisions like that. And as you grow older, you grow up, you get older, you learn from it. You learn a lot. But in the beginning, you're gonna make stupid mistakes. You are. But as you get older, you should learn from those. Unfortunately, though, there are still people out there, and I know several in the Dominican Republic right now. In about another week, they waiting on the first. They're gonna pawn everything they got at a pawn store. Everything that they got of value that they just took out the month before is like a continuing cycle. They get paid, they go get stuff out the pawn shop that they pawn, they put it back in their house, they go out, they blow it all. About the 15th, they take the stuff back to the pawn shop, and that's what they got for the rest of the month. And then they wait for the first. Then they do it all over again. It's the same cycle. I know so many people in the Dominican Republic right now. This is their life. You can tell when they run out of money because they don't come outside that much no more. In the beginning of the month, you see them all, first 15 days. About the 16th to 17th, you don't even see them. You start, hey, where's such and such? Oh, man, I don't know. I haven't seen them. Every now and again, they'll sneak out, and that's it. You just, and you know it. You know when you see them, they don't have no money. Let's see. Payday loans are killing people financially in the States. I've never subscribed to that, man. I got a buddy in Phoenix, man. When it comes to them payday loans and going to the casino, bro, he hooked. He hooked, man. He is hooked. He'll go to Vegas, no money for gas, just to play that free play, dude, hoping to get, a few $100 or a couple $1,000. And I'm like, man, there ain't no way I'm driving 3, 4 hours. I got no money in my pocket, just one tank of gas. And I'm relying on whatever it is that they do at certain casinos where you can go to these gas pumps and use credit or whatever it is, and then go there and play that free play. I'm like, that's just a little bit too far for me. Greetings, what's going on? What do you think about the Brave browser? No YouTube ads. Brave browser? I'm not familiar with that. What is that? I'm not familiar with that at all. Now, does anyone have any other questions, man? And hopefully I answered the Warriors' question when it comes to people who are on the high end who are living paycheck to paycheck. You basically have got to just look at your finance, man, and cut out things that you don't really need. Change your habits. You out buying new shoes every week and you can't afford it. You got to stop. You got 5 or 6, 7 different cell phone lines, but you can only afford one. Then that's all you got is one. You just got to be honest about it. It's fine that in your mind you make the money to do it, but there's going to come a point where something comes up where you're going to need that money. But what is a Brave browser? I've never heard of that. No YouTube ads. Brave browser. Is this like a service where you can download YouTube? Oh, okay. So you download the ads. You can download the videos without any ads. Okay. Can I live overseas and just come back to the US for VA appointments? Sure. There's plenty of people that do that. I used to do that. When I was in the DR, before I started going to MedVet in the DR, I used to stay 3 straight months. I would have an appointment every 3 months, fly back to Phoenix, go to my appointments, fly back to the DR. Because they usually give you, 3 months worth of medication. So yeah, I did that in the DR for like 2 years before I started going to that MedVet there. But yeah, you can do that. And again, I want to stress this because I think you asked this question as well, or mentioned this as well about your money going farther overseas. Once again, if your spending habits are bad, I want y'all to hear me. If your spending habits are bad, it doesn't make a difference what country you go to. You still are not going to have any money. You got to change your habits first. If you never change your habits, I don't care where you go. I don't care where you go. If you do not change your spending habits, you're going to be broke here just like you're broke in the States. It's not going to change. It is not going to change. Please do not get it in your head that if I go here with $4,000, I'm going to have, more than I would have in the States, which is true. But that doesn't mean that your spending habits changed along with it. Your spending habits are going to be just as bad. Yes, it's a browser like Firefox. Okay. Yeah, I just looked at it real quick. Free Thinker, what's going on? And it says that you can download videos ad free. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about it right now. Listen, you don't have to download the videos. You can stream with no ads. Wow. Okay. So there you go for you guys who want to. Is there a fee along with this or is it free? Brave browser. Private and secure web browser for PC, Mac, and mobile. Download. I guess it's saying download the app. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about. I've never heard of that. What's the guy here? Would you ever go back to the Dominican Republic? I would go back to visit. I would not go back to live. No. I would go back to visit. I have a lot of friends in Santo Domingo. I still got people that reach out to me to this day. I just talked to Andrew, who worked at that restaurant. For those of you who follow the old channel, I think I talked to him last week, and I've had like several people reach out to me. I still talk to some of the ladies that work in Boca Chica, the driver, of course, and then there's a few other people, Pam, Wendy, those people. So yeah, I'm still, I'm still friendly with a lot of people there, but no, I wouldn't think about living there. No. I'm a numbers guy and good with money. It's not about money, rather a fresh start and purpose. Okay, cool. I hear you, man. I'm just trying to put that out there so people do not get that confused, thinking that they can go somewhere and all of a sudden they're gonna have money. No. If you bad with money, you just bad with money. It's free. Okay. What's up, Juan? Bro, come visit in Costa Rica. Uh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. The last time I was in Costa Rica, that was a while ago. I went to, is it San Jose? I always get the name mixed up with Puerto Rico. One is San Juan, the other one's San Jose. I think it's San Jose. And at the time, though, I didn't speak a lot of Spanish and I didn't have a great experience. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the future? I may end up taking a trip inside the country, though. I was going to go, matter of fact, yesterday. And that's the beauty of being here versus being in the States, or being in any of these other countries versus being in the States. I was going to book a last minute flight going to San Andreas. And the freaking tickets, man. And that's even upgrading the seat. The tickets were like, with the upgraded seats, like $75 a piece. Because it was me and Erica. I'm just saying who it is. It was gonna be me and Erica. It's like $75 a piece. And I'm thinking, damn, $75 a piece. I mean, it's only like $300. That's like a round trip ticket from here to Florida if you book in advance. And this is last minute, same day. The only problem was I couldn't get a hotel room on the beach. They are busy this weekend, this Mother's Day weekend. It was, yeah, I couldn't even get a room on the beach. And then the only other choice we had was to be further from the beach, somewhere downtown. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. We'll just wait and go. If we don't go this weekend, we'll go the following weekend. Let's see. I lived in Colombia and Costa Rica. Costa Rica is amazing. San Jose, okay, it's like the U.S. I live in Sabalito. I think that's what you're saying. I have no idea where that one is, but I knew it was either San Jose or San Juan. I get those two mixed up. Like I said, I didn't have the greatest experience the one time that I did go, but I did not speak a ton of Spanish at the time. But you never know. You never know. My actual first trip going back out of here, I got to go back to the States to go to an appointment. And then I had planned on going to Panama to start that visa process. Was going to be my next trip this year after I go to the States. And then after that, I don't know. It's pretty much open. It's pretty much open. What's up, Mr. B? How you doing? Hey, I'm gonna put this link out here in case somebody wants to come on. I got about 15 more minutes before I shut down this chat. If anybody want to come on and say hello, there's the chat right there. Make sure I get this in. Okay, you love it there. So it's okay. So one, for people who are curious, if you don't mind, I don't know, it might be a lot of typing for you, but if you don't mind, can you like put down some of the bullet points of what you really like about Costa Rica? What is it, if you want to compare it to like even here, what is different? What is more unique about your situation there than it is here? The guy that created Firefox is one of the creators of the Brave browser. Okay, cool. I'm going to check into that and see what's going on with that. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it at all. Let's see. Do you have a PO box in the U.S. and get mail forwarded, or how do you get your mail? Okay, I use a mailing service. Here it's called Envios Market. I have no idea where you're going, but most places have a mailbox, etc., which is the exact same thing. So they give you an address for Miami. You have your mail sent to your Miami address, and then they send it to wherever country you're going to. So, for example, let's say you go to Mexico, they would have you would have a you would go sign up online and you would pick wherever the closest mailbox, et cetera, it is to wherever city you're in. And then once you set it all up, it costs you nothing to set up. Then you have your mail sent to the address that they give you, and they give you a specific number that is your number only. You got to make sure that number is on all your mail, and that's it. You just go pick up your mail. Now it's not free; you got to pay for it, and depending on the size and the weight and the value, determines also how much you pay for it. So if you're paying, I'm sorry, like with me, I usually get a stack of mail every 2 weeks. I had them, don't even bring me junk mail. Anything that's junk mail, I'm not interested in. If it's not one of my credit cards, the VA, Social Security, or family sending me something, right? All that other crap, throw it away. Just throw it away. All right. What's up, freshman? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm gonna turn off the TV so I don't get the
Okay.
volume.
Okay. No problem. Hopefully that helps you, man. But yeah, it's pretty easy getting mail. It's not that hard. And let me make sure I say this as well. There's other mail services out there as well, besides mailbox, etc., that you can use. Depending on the country that you're in, whatever country you decide you want to go to, come back and say, "Hey, I'm in this country," and I'll see if I can find others that may be a cheaper alternative for you. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
All right.
I reside in Kansas City. Been out here for 6, 7 years. My
Okay.
kids are about to go to the UK. Their mom is through the military, so she's out. I won't have any reason to stay out here, right? And I felt like it's time for me to. I need a purpose, man. I've been looking for something new. My kids are not going to be here, so I thought I would just get rid of this apartment, put my stuff in a little storage, and go down to Mexico for a little bit. I got a 6 months visa. See if I like it. If I don't like it, I'll travel a little bit.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm 39. We're only getting older.
Right.
And we saw Kevin Samuels, man, just passed away in his prime. I mean, you know,
Right.
I don't want to mention someone else's name, but that hit me hard, man. Here's someone that I listened to and just woke up one day and he's gone, you know? So
Right. Like I said, you never know when it's your time, dude. You don't
you
know.
don't, man. And I just feel like I'm not doing anything here, man. I was living for my kids and my kids are not going to be here. And I said, you know what? It's time to go down south. I'm single. And I'm not going down for a woman, man. I've had my fun and share. If she comes along, she comes along. But
Right.
I just want to be able to wake up in the morning and see the sun come out, man, and drink a cup of coffee and find myself, man. And I said, you know what? Why not? I'm a disabled veteran, and if I'm not going to do it now, I'm definitely not going to do it when I'm 65.
Right. Right. And I understand that. And I understand it. And I think you were asking about transferring like your medical records or something like that. Because there's nothing to transfer.
No. You know, when you think too much by yourself, you start to become your own enemy. Okay. So I think I'm just going to go down there and whatever VA appointments, I'm just going to come out here, get my appointment, get my question was, can I, let's say I'm on Med X.
Okay.
I come here, I pick up my meds, and I fly back to Mexico with it. Is that fine? Do you do that?
Yes.
Do you fly
yes, you can do that easily. Just have your here's where communicating with your doctor comes in. Okay. You let them know what you're getting ready to do. And your doctor more than likely is going to tell you, okay, I'm going to write this letter letting whoever needs to know you're prescribed this medication. You don't just have it and you're trying to take it to Mexico for no reason. You're prescribed this. That's why they give you a letter. So when you go
when you get it, it has the name, it has your name and you're prescribed by this doctor and it's through the VA. So we're okay with that then.
Right. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay. The next question I asked a few weeks back is Social Security. If I end up getting treatment at a local doctor,
right,
and then SSDI usually asks for your last 12 months of medical records when you're up for review, can you use those medical records in a foreign country as evidence to SSDI? That's what I was asking.
Yes.
So,
Get yourself, and I mentioned this a couple times, get a PDF.
okay.
Create a PDF, because wherever you're going in Mexico, they're not going to be able to transfer it to the VA.
Correct. That's not how. Yeah, I knew that. I was just saying, is that will Social Security say, okay, this is a Mexican doctor who's seen him. This is legit.
Right. As long as it's a legitimate doctor, right?
Okay.
It just needs to be a legitimate doctor, and it needs to be in English, because they're not going to try to take the time to transfer it from Spanish to English. So if they know that you're an English, they know you're American. They know you don't live there. You just let them know, hey, I need the medical codes transferred in English instead of giving it to me in Spanish. Okay. Then create yourself a PDF. From the time that you started seeing them to when they ask for your medical records, you got it all right there on a PDF. You can send it straight to Social Security. No questions asked. You're done with it.
And you've managed to live in Colombia with VA SSDI without a U.S. address? Because don't need that on file, a U.S. address, or how do you do that?
Well,
I'm just curious.
My Miami address is my U.S. address. That's why I said communication with them lets them know. Everybody knows where you are. See, I'm not there. They don't. Everybody that knows I'm in Colombia, from Social Security, the VA, they know I'm in Colombia. But if they're going to send me something, they're sending it to my U.S. mail, the service that I have. So you just make them put it in your file.
I don't know if I want them to know I'm like in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
Well, the thing is, if something comes up and you need to be contacted by one of them, what are you going to do? If Social Security wants to send you to a CDR, a continuing disability review, they've been sending a letter to whatever address that they have, the last address. They can't get a hold of you. So they figure, okay, you don't need it no more. They're going to just cut you off.
Well, you get an email through my SSDI that a letter's gone out.
My Social Security, yeah.
Exactly, you know.
But I don't want to take the risk.
Okay. Maybe I'm just complicating it, man. Maybe I just need to fucking just get the hell out of here and just, I think I'm playing with my mind, man. And that's one of my problems is
just do it, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, the kids are not there. You already know what you want to do. You already know you want to settle things up, put things away in a storage facility. Why not do it?
I just don't want to pay car insurance, rental. I just want to get rid of all that nonsense and just go get me a place. And I don't want to drive anymore. I'm sick of fucking driving. I've been driving for years. I really don't. I just want to walk, man.
Yeah. Dude, I got a driver. I got rid of my car. My car was paid for. My place was paid for. It's just all the other little bills, car insurance, the utilities and this and that. Y'all can have all that. Let me come here. I got one bill. That's
what I want. See, you're talking my language, man.
I got one bill.
Well, we'll stay in touch, man. I appreciate the free information, and maybe one day we'll give you a call from Mexico, and I'm sitting there on the sun, man.
Hey, by all means, give us that image of you on the beach. You just sitting there chilling.
I'm gonna do this, though. I'm gonna have the two senoritas like this, man.
That works.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Man.
Have a great day.
Okay.
All right, guys. I got about another 7 minutes here. So let me get where I was. Let's see. Great advice you're giving out. Yeah, man. Just, don't want to be spending all your money. Let's see. So one says he has a 5-bedroom with all utilities for $360 a month. Food is not cheap. Safer than Colombia. Where I live, people are very rich. Oh, sorry, very nice, very old school. Women are gorgeous and easy to talk to. I live on $7,500 a month. I'm gonna keep it 100. Most people, they don't have that kind of income, bro. Even though you're living on $360 a month, you're paying $360 a month with utilities. A lot of cats ain't got it like that, man. But I'm glad that you're enjoying where you are. I'm glad that you're happy where you are. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like being somewhere you want to be and being happy. Let's see. I really only need $1,200 a month to live on. Okay, but you got a lot more behind you. So when you say that, just do this for me, bro. Just say this for me, bro. When you tell people I only need $1,200 to live on, but I got all this other money behind me in case something goes wrong. because somebody on Social Security that makes $1,200, they're gonna try to go down there and live on that, and that's all they got. Okay. Use a Jimmy. Bro, when I tell y'all, bro, $5 grand minimum, and some of y'all go, bro, that's a lot. Not really. Not in 2022. Not really, man. Not in 2022. Um, you know, I you know, I try not to really get into too much with finances, per people's personal finance, but in today's day and age, bro, especially if you're gonna leave the states, because when you leave the states, you realize there's a lot of things in the states that we get for free, or we get to do, or we can get help with a lot easier than when you go overseas. When you go overseas, you on your own. Okay, there is no, hey, I lost my job. Can I get unemployment? Or hey, can I get these food stamps? Or hey, we don't have nowhere to live. Can we get on Section 8? Or can we get rental assistance? Ain't none of that overseas. None of that. You are your own financial backer overseas. So the more you have, the better you are. Trust and believe that. I mean, if you want to live like Juan is living, Juan, he say all he needs is 1,200. Great. Hell, all I really need is, let me see, 750, around 1,000. That's all I really spend for just this. Now I'm not talking about the driver and all the other stuff. I'm just saying just for the apartment, the cell phone, not even 1,000. Okay, I don't want to get nothing in nobody's head, but I'm just gonna say this. Right around what Warren's talking about is technically all I need to live in Poblado, and that includes food for the month, technically. But I got all this other stuff behind me, whether it's money in the bank or credit cards. I got all that behind me. Plus, I got my kids got a credit card in the States in case that goes wrong. So I'm not advising anybody to just come with just 1,200 or just leave with just $2,000. That ain't enough. That's not enough. Emergency comes up, one can easily jump on the plane. He got more than enough to get back. I got more than enough to jump on the plane to get back. But if all you come in with is $1,200, you stuck. That's London living. Tell my mom, Markel told me not to give you a Mother's Day gift. Don't tell your mom that. Yeah, one, because that's what a lot of people, they don't hear 75. They just heard $1,200. That's no. Yeah, there you go, man. Take your time. Security blanket. Yep. 7,000 a month, but I live on it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Is you always want to have more. Now, let me ask you, Gabe, let me ask you one. Has there ever been a situation that you've needed more than that in a month and you easily got it and took care of whatever it was? Right? Say something happened or something happened to one of your kids, they call you up, they need $1,200 because their car broke or whatever the hell it was. See, I love the fact that they can call me and I can go, what do you need now? Oh, I need $1,500 for blah, blah, blah. Here you go. I'm going to yell at them for about 30, 40 minutes, and then I'm going to give it to them, and then they on their way. That's one of the best feelings in the world, knowing that you got it, that you can just give it, and it won't hurt you at all. That's what it is to me. To me, personally, is that anything can come up, I can go. If I got to leave right now, pack up, I'm out. Call a taxi, go to the airport, pay whatever it is for my ticket. Even if my ticket is $3,000, okay, whatever. Boom, I'm out. That is one of the best feelings in the world, having that. But when you come with just $1,500, you just paid your rent and all your utilities, but you got to get the hell out of here right now. How you gonna do it? How you gonna do it? And that's all I'm saying. But all right, man. Hey, we've been on for about an hour. I appreciate everybody. Freshness, appreciate you coming on, man, to the chat. Don't be a stranger on Roll Call Tuesdays to come on. Anybody else that have any other questions about this, please leave comments below on the replay. other than that, man, let me see what I got here. There's always a dad giving me something moment. Hey, they gonna be your kids for the rest of your life. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how grown or how tall or whatever they are. They still your kids, bro. They still your kids. All right, man. That's it, guys. I'm out. Peace. You guys have a great